Hi, guys.
Hi,
What's
everyone.
good? Don't give me hands. Come on. We brought you the best show on the fucking planet. You know it. We're having fun this weekend. Let's do this. This is my friend Imran.
Hi, everyone. Woo! This
This-
crowd is hot.
We dragged you all the way from London. Okay. I dragged him, I begged him, I pleaded because I really wanted him to see you. He runs a company and founded a company called the Business of Fashion, BOF. It is the most important publication in the fashion industry. And I'm not the only one who says it. Everyone says it. Like when Anastasia met him the other night, she was fangirling you so hard. So I wanted him to come see you because I want him to see your beauty and what you guys think is beautiful. And this is it. This is the new beauty industry.
You guys are really amazing. It's beautiful here.
Okay, so let's talk about a 10-minute, we're going to have a chat. Okay. I want to talk to you about spirituality.
Okay.
And I know you're a spiritual person.
I am.
So tell me, you meditate?
I do.
Often?
Not every day, but it's a tool that I use when I feel the need to use that tool.
And you went on a 10-day silent retreat.
I did.
Can I do it? I don't think I could do it. Was it hard?
Yeah, I mean, it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And it was also the most important thing I've done in my life. And actually, I don't think the business of fashion, I know the business of fashion wouldn't exist had I not gone on that retreat. And it was, I went and did it at a time in my life when I was feeling just really low, I guess. I'd been kind of an overachiever my whole life. I'd gone to all the right schools and worked at all the right companies. And I just found myself walking into work every day feeling really empty. And the crazy thing is I was in an airport in New Delhi in India, and this guy stopped me at the airport. And long story short, he spent all this time with me just telling me that I needed to focus more on myself, taking care of myself, and doing meditation. And through a whole series of very random incidents, I ended up in a forest in South Africa for 10 days in silence.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, and I came out and I was a transformed person, and that's what led me to start the website.
And I think the reason we wanted to have this conversation is so many of you in this room are hustlers. Who's a hustler in here? Yes.
Woo!
And you're all about owning your own businesses, making your money, living your life the way you want. And the way in which he has evolved the fashion industry, I mean, it's bonkers, right? Like, this is on the level of, like, literally, he's as important as Anna Wintour, if not more at this point, because he's the new face. And so for him to have started that business out of 10 days of taking care of yourself, I think the reason we wanted him here was for a lot of you to hear that sometimes it's about hustling, but sometimes it's about taking care of you and checking in with you and anchoring into you so that you can do that hustle the way you really want to do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, and if you don't take that time to take care of yourself, and really, I mean, for me, it was also about knowing myself, learning, being really clear, and having a very good understanding of what makes me happy, not what I think is going to make other people happy. And it was during those 10 days that I realized I really wanted to have a career that was creative. I wanted to have a career that was entrepreneurial, and I wanted to have a career that was global. And now when I look at BOF today, I mean, I found the journal I was keeping during that retreat, and I made these 3 circles, and it said international, entrepreneurial, and global. And I realized that if you write things down, if you're really clear about what you want, you can manifest it.
You're manifesting that vision. You are gay, Indian. You run a fashion brand, a media brand around the fashion industry. How has being an outlier informed your work? Because so many of us here are also outliers. So many of us here feel different? How has you being an outlier informed your passion and your focus around your work?
So I think in terms of being an outlier, the first step for me was just accepting and celebrating that I'm different. I think for a really long time, I tried to fit in, and it wasn't until I realized that actually it was all of the things that made me really different. Those are the things that also made me special.
Same.
And so that was the first step. And then secondly, when I came from a very, very kind of strict business background, and when you're an outsider in the fashion industry and you come in, you can also bring a different perspective.
Absolutely.
So the perspective that I was bringing to my work was really, I've learned now that it was very different from what most people in the fashion industry understood, because so many people in fashion, they start at the very bottom and they work their way to the top, and that means they're trained in the ways the fashion industry thinks it needs to work. And so I think perhaps being someone from the outside enabled me to see the industry in a different way. It enabled me to bring a new perspective.
Well, you have, and people like you are so much of the reason, like so many of the reasons that all of these big brands that you see here are because publications like yours took a chance on us when no other business trade would take a chance on us. They wouldn't write about us. They wouldn't talk about what we did. And so when I think about you, like your work has touched so many brands and you've given so many people their chances that, Imran, honestly, you wouldn't have all of these brands here today if the business of fashion had not taken a chance on us years ago.
And you were doing amazing stuff. So like that's our job, is to report and to write about people who are doing interesting things. Like if we can shed a spotlight and give a little bit of attention to people who are pioneering, people who are doing different things, then that's what our readers expect from us.
Well, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Because we love having all these amazing brands here, and we know how much they look up to you. And for anyone who's in the beauty industry, you really, really, really got to read the BOF every day, because it is the truth. And so many people, the work and the writing is so cutting edge. Talk to me about the beauty industry and the fashion industry, how it's mirroring each other. Is it mirroring each other? And what you see here, like, is this going to now start to impact the fashion industry, the diversity of this room, the self-authorship of the room, the power of this room? Like, is this going to now start to move into what you see in fashion?
I mean, definitely. And I don't know do you guys all follow fashion? Yeah. Okay. So if you've been watching what's been going on in fashion over the last 12 months or so, the industry has made a series of errors. There was the Gucci balaclava, there was the Prada keychain, there's a Dolce & Gabbana incident in China. There's been all of this stuff going on. And it's not because these brands are purposely trying to offend people. They're not doing it intentionally, of course. But I think if you look at the high levels of these companies, both on the creative side and the business side, I think they're realizing they need more diversity. They need to understand that they're not only communicating and engaging with customers who are, white, middle-class Western people. They're communicating with global audiences. Yeah. And as an industry, the fashion industry can learn a lot from the beauty industry and from Beautycon. I mean, I'm walking through this place yesterday, and Moj has been telling me about it for years now. I'm walking through this place, and I am seeing people of every color, every gender, every creed, every religion, every gender, everything.
That is you.
And there's so much power in this room because people can come here and just be themselves. And if you can't be yourself, that's limiting your power.
Exactly. And your creativity.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why I love the looks, the vibe, the way in which all of you rolled into this. It is so flattering to see the time and energy so many of you took to come this weekend to Beautycon. It moves us to see the way you guys put that time into it. Like, it makes me want to, like, drink water, take care of myself, like, wear this. I don't wear bright colors, like I'm wearing this shiny shirt for you. But we love you, and it's because you turn it up, so we had to turn it up. You know that's why we had to bring out Meg today, so.
Wow.
You know, we were like, okay, we're gonna bring out Kalani, we're gonna bring out Meg, we're gonna bring out Ciara, we're gonna bring out Ariana, Angela Davis. We had to throw on Maxine Waters. What? What? You're gonna be shook today. You're these seats, you better stay in these seats. This is it. Okay, we love you, we're out of time. We're officially 11.
Can I just say, she's amazing.
We love
and
you.
can we all give her a huge cheer? Because she makes this happen. Moj!
Love you guys. We love you so much. We love you.